Welcome to Eagle Communications Television. I'm Mike Kerner, and we're at Russell High School talking to some of the kids over here that are participating in sports. First off, we're going to talk to some of the girls, representatives from the girls basketball team. Look at me here. What is your name?
I'm Lauren Myers.
Lauren, what position you play?
I'm a post.
So far, what's your scoring average each game?
2.
2. So you got a lot of shots. You need to work on your game yet, right?
Yeah, my blocking average is 2, so it's okay. I'm evening it out.
Very good. So you're a senior. Where do you plan on going to school next year?
The University of Kansas.
Oh, really? Okay. So what is your studies going to be there?
Biochemistry pre-med.
Well, very good. Well, thanks for coming and joining us today. Moving on to our next person here. And what is your name?
Tiffany Dortland.
Okay, Tiffany, your position in basketball?
I'm a point guard.
Point guard. So you're fast. You got to know all the plays.
Oh, yeah.
You have a lot of plays.
Yep.
How many do you think you got?
Around 40.
40. That's pretty good. So how do you hold your number up or something like that, whatever you're going to go into?
Yeah, just call it out, Yeah.
Now, do you guys do a lot of research on the teams before you play them?
We watch film if we have it.
If you have it. Sometimes it's hard to find it, right?
Yeah.
Well, how about you? Where do you plan on going and doing next year?
I'm undecided at the moment.
Okay, so you're waiting for those scholarships to come in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Well, thanks for coming and
Yeah, thank
talking
you.
to us. We'll find out next year. And I would assume you're a basketball player. It says basketball and you're tall. So what's your name?
Sam Oakes.
Hey, Sam, tell us a little bit about the position you play in basketball.
Well, I'm a post, which basically means I just, posterize people down there, try to get us points close to the basket and try to get shots open for our guards on the outside.
You push a lot of people out?
I try to.
And do you get fouled by doing that, or do you foul a lot doing that?
I'm pretty good at not fouling,
That's
but
a good
every
thing.
now and
Coaches
then
like that when you don't do the fouls.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you. You're a senior. Where do you plan on going next year?
I plan on going to Kansas State University for engineering.
Well, very good. Well, thanks for coming. K-State, I hear, has a good engineering program, so good luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
We'll grab somebody else over here. Come on over here. And your name?
Josh Foster.
Hey, Josh, tell us about what you play in basketball.
I'm a post.
A post, so you do the same thing he does, right?
Yeah.
So you guys push him out, and you guys try to get in and score.
Yeah, that's the point.
So how have you guys done so far? Do you think you need to work on a few things, or are you guys doing okay and kind of gaining some knowledge as you go along?
I think we're progressing pretty well as a team. We're playing a lot better than we were last year.
Well, very good. Now, you, a senior, what do you plan on doing next year?
I'm not sure where I'm going yet, but I want to go into sports medicine.
Well, very good. Hey, thanks for coming by and talking to us today, okay? Next person up, another basketball player. And what was your name?
Brandon Fowler.
Okay, Brandon, tell us a little bit about what position you play. I'm assuming a guard?
Guard, like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. I was talking to the girls' team, and they've got some plays. How many? They say 40 plays. Do you have that many?
No.
So a little bit simpler, you keep the game.
Yeah, we can like simpler plays, so it's easier for everybody to learn, and we don't have as much.
Well, that's actually pretty good. So far, you guys feeling pretty good about the team and the year?
Yeah, we've come a lot farther since last year, and we've just all grown since last year.
That's a really good thing. Tell us about where you'd like to go next year.
Right now, I plan on going to Washburn and studying actuarial science.
Well, very good. And what is that? What science is that?
It's like probability based for like insurance and stuff like that. It's kind of like a broad span of stuff.
So mathematics is really a
Yeah.
big thing. All right, very, very good. Well, thanks for coming and talking to us. Moving on here, got some wrestling guys over here now. Your name?
Caden Pfeiffer.
Caden Pfeiffer, and I've interviewed Caden before, and we've talked with 4-H stuff.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So wrestling is your thing now. Talk about wrestling. What weight class you in?
This year I wrestle at the 152 weight class.
So is that up from last year?
Yeah, it's up 7 pounds. I wrestled 145 last year.
You have to go through those things that I did in high school where you're close, where you wait, and you have to really work on losing some weight right before a match.
Yeah, that's what I was doing right now before this interview. Just always trying to keep the weight down, wrestling the best possible you can.
And how many matches do you have this year? Do you know yet?
You can have upwards around to 30 if you wrestle all the matches you can at a tournament.
Well, that's a very good thing. Well, thanks for coming and joining us. Well, wait, real quick. Where are you planning on going to school next year?
I plan on going to K-State.
Oh, very good. Well, thanks for coming and talking to us. Moving along here, next one up, another wrestler here. Your name?
Chandler Schoenberger.
Hey, Chandler, tell us about weight class that you're in.
I'm at 126.
So 126, and do you have trying to do about 30 matches this year?
Yeah, around there.
And so where have you traveled to, or where will you be traveling for some of your matches this year?
We have a match in Kearney, Nebraska, and then this weekend we have a duel.
So you look forward to going to those?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell us about where you'd like to go next year.
Planning on going to Fort Hays for welding.
Very good. Hey, thanks for coming by and talking to us. Next up, we're going to go on to cheerleading, right? And your name is?
Kara Hardy?
Kara, tell us a little bit about cheerleading. Have you been doing cheerleading in life for a long time?
Yeah, since about 5th grade.
So 5th grade, so you know a lot of, do you have a lot of routines that you guys go through?
We have more cheers and we do routines.
So the cheers, you have to memorize a lot of them. Do you have new kids that are coming on that are freshmen since you've done it a few years that you really have to take under your wing and train?
We have, out of 8 girls, 7 of them are freshmen this year.
Well, very good. So you help out. Do you do certain sports? Do you guys divide up, or do you do all the sports?
Well, right now we do basketball, but we cheer for football and basketball.
Do you ever go out cheer for wrestling? Do you do that?
We do not do
Do
that.
not do that. Well, tell us about you. You're a senior, and where do you plan going next year?
Washburn University,
And what would you like to study?
occupational therapy.
Well, very good. Thanks for coming and talking to us. Great job. Okay, moving along here. You're on the dance team,
Yes,
and your name is?
my name is Abigail Koech.
And now, Abigail, how long have you been doing dance?
I have been dancing since I was around 7 years old, but I've been on the dance team for 2 years.
Do you ever look back on some of that video when you were 7 and how well you danced then?
Yeah, I've probably come a far way.
So a long way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about dance. Do you have a lot of routines that you do?
We do about 4 to 8 dances per season, depending on how many home games there are. So for football season, we had 5 routines, and this season I think we have about 6 or 7.
Do you do competitions too?
Not this year. We have done in the past, but this year we're not doing any competition.
And then I assume you're a senior too. Where would you like to go next year?
I plan on going to the University of Kansas and studying social work.
Well, very good. Thanks for coming and talking to us. And up, our final guest here today, again, another one from the dance team. And what is your name?
Tandy Coleman.
And Tandy, tell us a little bit about you. Dance team, you've done it for how many years now?
I started dancing again 3 years ago.
Just 3 years ago. So there's no video of you, a little kid
I
dancing.
danced when I was little, yes, but I quit for a few years.
Do they ever show you video back from when you were a kid?
I don't know if there is any.
Oh, really? Maybe we can lobby see if somebody out there could find some for us. You're a senior. Where would you like to go next year?
NCK Tech,
NCK. And what would you like to study?
nursing.
Very good. Good program. Well, thanks for coming and talking to us. Again, we're at Russell High School talking to some of the sports and the athletes and student athletes there. Want to thank you for joining us today. Again, Russell High School on Mike Kerner.